How to make the mathematical equivalent of a bonus question after a quiz has been taken. You probably know that you can make bonus questions when you make a quiz before it's been taken, but what about afterwards? What about if you check the statistics on a quiz that you made, and if I go into question statistics, I find a question that I think people did poorly in, and that I want to make it a bonus question. Or people did just poorly generally in the test, and I just want to make the equivalent of a bonus question, which is what this video is about, by lowering the denominator in the quiz in grades. So here's how to do that. First, the first stage is actually, before I even get started, I want to make sure that the column is hidden to students while I do this. So I'm going to go into grades and then manage grades, and I'm going to go to this column and hide from users. Now, the first stage is to make sure that the grades are published. And I'm just going to see, I don't think mine are published. I'm going to go to grades, and in my midterm, yeah, I don't have anything published yet. And so when I go into assessments quizzes and click the down arrow beside the quiz in question and edit it, and then go to the third tab, which is the assessments tab, put a check mark beside this synchronize to gradebook and save and close that. And then click the down arrow and go into grade and select them all. Now make sure they actually are all selected, not just the first 20 of your students, by going down to the bottom. I can make this 200 per page and go down and make sure that everybody is selected, and then publish. Now remember, they can't see the column, so they can't see what's been published, and that's the first step that needs to be done first. The second step, when you go into grades, see that they're published, is to change the denominator. If you mix up these steps, then this won't work. So in this second step, to change the denominator, go into manage grades and click the down arrow beside the midterm and edit, and change the denominator from what is originally is 5 to 4. By the way, this is an option. Do you want students to be able to exceed 100%? So if a student got 5 out of 5, should they now get 5 out of 4? If you agree with that, keep this checked. If you don't, if you want to only max out at 100%, then uncheck this. By the way, you might be wondering what this bonus is. This has nothing to do with our video. This is bonus for the whole column. You would never do that for a midterm. But let's say you have an extracurricular activity that they get a bonus if they do. Then for that activity, you would check this as a bonus, but not for a bonus question in a midterm, no. And then hit save and close. You'll normally get a warning message that this is changing everybody's mark. I don't know why I didn't at this point, but you'd have to say yes to that. And then if you go into grades, you'll notice that here's my student. They got 5 out of 4. And then now I can release it to my students by going manage grades, click the down arrow beside midterm, and then go make visible to users. And now it is published with the reduced denominator in the grades. By the way, you should tell your students, if you want to see their true grade, the one that has the lower denominator, they need to see it through grades. If students go into assessments quizzes and they view their attempt there, which you may allow them to do because maybe you want them to see how well they did on particular answers and things, that you're releasing that eventually, then you'll allow that. But if you don't want them, to see the answers to the questions, then you might just want to hide this from users now so they don't get confused and see a different grade, a denominator out of 5 when they go into assessments, and the denominator out of 4 or a lower one when they go into grades, and just keep the grades one open. And that's how to do it.